How's it going, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, and today we're visiting Iceland. No, we're reviewing Iceland. Well, I mean, yes, but no. We're reviewing Iceland. This is the second of Moon Studios' Radiotron series, and yeah, he looks really good. He is from all sides. Really good sculpt work on this guy, just like on the previous one, the Dark Knight. Really good sculpt work on this one. It's a little less clean down here because of the way the lower legs turn into the front of this guy, which is not square like the previous guy. So, like, they do some things to fill in those gaps, and honestly, I think they do a pretty good job. But it's not like perfect. So, like, if I were to say that the other guy was a 10, this guy's like a 9, or maybe a 9.5. But they do a really good job of using these panels to cover up all that stuff, and the nose of the train just practically disappears. Everything tabs together really well. If anything, the transformation on this guy is a bit more interesting than the other one, and it's also like a little bit more. Parts of it are simpler, and parts of it are more convoluted. But we'll get into it in a little bit. First, let's talk about his accessories. He comes with this little gun, black with a little bit of red trim. It's interesting, the red trim on this side is really dull, like it needed an extra coat, and it's brighter on this one. I don't know if that's coming across at all on the camera. But just like the other one, he's got slots on the handle and pegs in the hand. Stick it onto one of those pegs. He holds it just fine. And he also comes with this guy here, which looks to be pretty much identical to the other one. Again, yeah. Come on. The handle comes out. He can hold this. Though, I mean, it has all of the... He can hold it, though, of course, it looks like he's holding just like a big freaking cannon, because it is, and it looks ridiculous. And if that's a look you like, then absolutely just go for it. So there he is, dual wielding his cannons of destruction. Paint on this guy again is really good, and it's got that really dark, slightly metallic black that I am convinced that it's paint, not plastic colors. Nice little painted details on the inside of the leg as well. A little bit of red and yellow here on the chest. The white is all this just pearlescent looking white. Just really good looking. Clear plastic windows on all the window spots, which again I think looks really good, but also again I really wish that they had done something to like paint just underneath it. I wonder if there's a way of removing them. There's got to be, because this one almost just came out on its own. Pretty certain these aren't glued in, they're just fitted in somehow. Like, if this were my figure, I'd be very interested in finding a way to take those off and just even throw just like some Sharpie in there, you know? Close them back up. Have nice little glossy black windows. I think that windows should all be uniform. I've been looking at some, well, I'll get to it when I review this other figure. I was just thinking to myself about this guy here and how the windows don't quite match up. And I think that it's really easy to put plastic windows in for a lot of things, so I don't know. But anyhow, the sculpt is really good, the paint is really good, the detail work is really good on this. Posability is just about like the other one. You get a ball jointed neck here, goes all the way around, up, down, side to side. Arms, just the same as the other one, goes out, goes up. You can move this panel up to move it out at this joint. Most of the tree pose, not all of it. Double jointed bicep for pretty much the full range. No swivel. Yeah, he's got a swivel. He's got a swivel. What am I talking about? One of the things about this guy is because of the way his wrist is, sometimes this wrist likes to come unpegged, but it's not really a transformation thing. Swivel at the wrist. Hand articulation is exactly the same, with a thumb and a hinge, with a ball joint and a hinge on the thumb, and a ball joint at the base of each finger, and a single joint in the middle. So he'll get fairly straight hands, but like kind of a wonky looking fist. Waist joint. Come around and like undo this little tab thingamajig for whatever reason to give him an ab crunch. But if you have that tab undone, then it gets in the way of the waist when the waist turns around. So like you kind of got to like pick which one you want. Do you want a waist swivel or an ab crunch? I generally go with the waist swivel and just keep that ab crunch plugged in. I'm sure they could have designed it so it does both at the same time if they wanted to, but they didn't. I don't know why. Skirt armors. The front skirt armors are really tight on this guy, and I don't like the way that feels. But I'm not going to stress it because I've had too many experiences with breaking somebody else's figure. So his leg goes forward and apparently comes apart. Backwards goes out for the full Van Damme. Single joint knee for that much bend. It will go backwards. I'm pretty certain that's a transformation joint for something, but it's a little too eager for some of these things. If there's some way to like lock that or like detent it in place, that would have been nice, but it doesn't actually lock into place. I mean, it's a fairly firm joint, but it doesn't really lock into place, and I kind of wish that it did. I did maybe mention that he had a thigh swivel, knee joint. Feet is going to come out. Just the tiniest bit of forward and back, and then all the rock you need. Plenty of rock in there. Enough to like rock around the Christmas tree. And some toe movement. All in all, the sculpt looks good, the proportions look good. It's not really kibbly like at all. Like he's got this backpack that I'm pretty certain is canon, but like it's a very clean looking figure. And I hate to make comparisons with figures that I haven't handled yet, but so far Takara's train bots have not been very clean looking in robot mode. And I mean, I will reserve judgment until I actually handle one, which probably won't happen, to be perfectly honest. I tend to only review figures that I'm really interested in, and like I don't see me or anyone that I know getting all of this set and then also getting the Takara set, which A, I think looks worse, and B, is twice as expensive. So, but as always, if somebody wants to send me a copy to review, I will graciously review it and be careful with it and send it back. But let's get this guy transformed up. A lot of this transformation is going to be very similar. Like with a lot of combiners, the analogous parts are going to transform in similar ways. And since this guy is also like a foot, like the other one that we just reviewed was a foot, he's going to transform very much like the foot. But he's also really different because the whole front end of it transforms differently. So, gonna open this guy up, rotate that head in, close it. By the way, still die cast on the chest, on the thighs, on the toes. Still a lot of heft to this guy, and he's still really big. He's the same size as the other one, which is about a little slightly shorter than a MP10 or Masterpiece Style Optimus Prime. Let's bring this panel out. This arm transformation is a lot less picky than the last one. You do still want to kind of fold the hand up into a semblance of a fist. But now this just unpegs and folds around. There's a collapsing joint here, and then this just folds up and comes around. You got a tab here and a slot there. Fold this out. And boom. This is going to come out, slide sideways. And that'll come to play in a little bit. This is going to fold out and then fold up. And that's an arm all done. Let's get the same going with the other arm. Semblance of a fist. Hinge this up. Collapse that. Fold this guy up, bring that out. Feel that tab out. Boom. Fold this out. Fold this out. Yes. Now fold that up. Good, good, good. Hinge this up. And boom. We're going to take this back end and just kind of unfold it a bit. Pull on this joint here. Unpeg this. Bring this up. Make sure these guys fold out. Bring this up. Just like the other one, there's a couple pegs in those same tabs. Gonna tab and peg in. Boom. Boom. Bring this around. These guys will actually stay out a little bit on this copy at least. You want to bring that up. Make sure it slides into place. And then you've got these tabs right here that are going to go into those slots there. I love it when slots are multi-use. These are the slots that the wrist is pegged into. Now they're going to be used for something else. And I dig that kind of crap. And send these tabs home. That cleans up really well. I dig it. All right, now to the legs. So, parts of the legs are going to be familiar and parts of them are going to be a bit different. We're going to take this panel here, fold this out, and swing it around. Negotiate that past that corner. We're going to bring this panel up and around, bring this out. Bring that out. Bring that out. Basically, all of these panels, we're just going to split this like a banana. And the first one I want to do is this window section here, because it's kind of the most obnoxious of all of them. That's going to come out. And then you want to clear that corner and then push out this little panel right here, this little panel. Push that out. As you do that, this whole thing is going to kind of rotate into place. And I think that's about it right there. This nose section here is going to fold out all the way and then come around and fold back into place. This green skirt here is going to come down on a little double hinge. This part here is going to fold around on a ball joint and then come out and just kind of park itself. There's a tab here, but that tab doesn't like hold it super well, but it'll sit there fine. And this is where we're going to park this for now. Now for the foot, what we want to do is bring this guy around. I just forgot how the foot works. The toe goes in, and this turns around, and then it folds in flush like so. Fold this 180 degrees out, and now we just start pegging this back together. So you've got pegs all along here that goes into a tab, slots. Bring this in. And that is, bring that in. And that is one leg pretty much done. You want to take this guy here, fold this hinge all the way around, and then you do this thing with this little armature down here, so it kind of looks like that. And that's going to be about as good as you can get it done at this juncture. We're going to clean that up better when it connects with its mating pair, but that, and we want to take this. There's a peg on this tiny little green panel here that wants to be obnoxious. But we're not going to let it. Boom and boom. Some of the panels don't really want to sit very right on this. Most notably this little panel right in here. I think it's this side that I always have trouble getting it to sit properly. I think the other side is going to work out a lot better. I don't know. Let's work on the other side real quick. So I'm going to angle this out just to give myself some space. And we're going to do basically that whole thing, but on this other side. So, unpeg this. Bring this out, rotate it around, navigate it past that corner. This is going to come up and out. You want to split the leg like a banana. Open, open, open. We're going to do the window first. Bring it up. pull this little panel out. Nose is going to fold out and then back into place. This little green skirt is going to come down and around, fold this around, bring it out. The foot is going to fold in the toe like so, and then this is going to come around and just peg in like that. This is going to fold out. Now it's time to start bringing everything back together. Clip. Boom. Clip. Clip. And let's start getting these pegged together. It's mostly fairly straightforward, but it'll just take a little bit of finessing. The biggest challenge that you'll have with pegging these together is that if you put pressure on these panels here, they're gonna fold in, but like there we go. This is, without seeing in there, you gotta kind of pretend you know how to get that little black armature into place. And you will probably have a couple false attempts on this before you get everything properly lined up. That's going to clip into a dovetail there. That's going to clip into a peg there and a peg there. And again with the other side, except this time that dovetail is on the inside. That's still on the outside. Come and bring that down, peg that into place. Peg this into place. And finesse these panels. There's this thing with these panels that they've got a tab on the inside that fits into, like, in between two other tabs on the inside, and because it's all on the inside, there's no way to get to it. So you kind of got to wiggle it around until it looks right. This panel here splits in the middle, and I have always had difficulty getting the halves of this gray panel to line up properly. Like it always wants to sit out. And I'm not sure exactly how to alleviate that. And then last but not least, fold out his wheels. Get these dovetails pushed together. Fold out these wheels. And they've got this similar sort of fold out tabs that will prevent the wheels from folding back into place. Let's see if I can show you this one fairly well. It's all black plastic and whatnot, so it's hard to see. This little tab comes out and folds around. And there he is in his train mode. And he is more of a like zoom looking train. I am not a train expert. Even though I used to work at a rail yard, I'm not a train expert. I know this ain't exactly like a bullet train, but it is definitely a faster, more aerodynamic train than the last guy. By the way, there was one piece of kit that I forgot to mention, which is this little guy here. Comes in this dime bag. And this is train couplings. And there's just two of them here, and they clip together magnetically. They've got pegs and holes on the top to keep it real solid. The magnets in are held loosely there. They feel like they're spherical magnets. I haven't cracked any open. I'm not going to crack one open to see for myself. But you plug it into this little thing, and it is just obnoxiously tight. This one I don't believe has got a spot on the front to connect it. But this guy here has got a spot on the front and on the back. So you've got the makings of a train here. Jeez. Good night. So that's the thing that you can do if you want to. When this is all done, this is going to make a big train. Like a very, very big train. I'm a little bit surprised that this green one doesn't have a spot on the front. That means that it's going to have to be either on the very front or the very back of the train. And I just question whether or not there's another one like that. I know that there's a bullet train engine in the lineup. I suspect that's probably not going to have one on the front. I don't know. But that's the last accessory. Each of these came with a set like this of 2 couplings. Even though you only need one set of couplings to keep any 2 cars together. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful looking figure. It looks really great in both robot mode and alt mode. And I like it. I'm quite pleased with how this is turning out. I'm eagerly anticipating seeing this get finished in however long it's going to take. This one just doesn't like the panel as nicely as as the Dark Knight. But anyhow, that's it for me. Thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.